Has this ever happened to you? You studied for hours and you feel so confident that you know the material, but when it comes time to taking the test, your mind just goes blank. Yeah, I've been there too. Hi, my name is Rachel, and I used to struggle a lot with taking tests. But I discovered some useful tips to improve my study habits, which helped me do better on tests. By utilizing these tips, I was able to achieve being an honor roll student, and I graduated my high school in the top 10 of my class. Today, I would like to share some of these tips with you so that you can succeed in school as well and improve your test taking skills. So, how do you become a better test taker? The best way to do well on a test is by knowing the material. And the best way to know the material is by studying it. So there's effective studying and there's ineffective studying. Can you guess what an example of ineffective studying would be? If you guessed cramming, you are correct. According to testtakingtips.com, cramming should be avoided at all costs. And the best way to do this is by dedicating certain times solely for studying. This means no multitasking, no social media, and put away the cell phone. The less distractions you have, the better you'll be able to retain the material. Another helpful tip is to read with purpose. 2 things you should do before you even begin to read a chapter is read the objectives first. Have you ever noticed that your teachers go over the objectives for a chapter before you even begin to read it? They do this so that you know what to focus on and what knowledge you should gain from that chapter. Another tip to do before you read the chapter is skim it first. And make sure that you're being mindful of the titles and subtitles of that chapter. Usually, bold text indicates key information that you should know. While you're reading the chapter, after each section, you should summarize what you read in your own words. Also, make sure to read the section or chapter summaries as well. And if you're feeling really ambitious, do the review questions at the end of the chapter. Sometimes those questions are on the test, so it couldn't hurt. Make sure you're taking really good notes as well. Dr. Bill Clem listed as one of his 8 tips to remember what you read to take notes after you read a section, not before or during. This helps you focus on the important points and you end up taking more useful notes because usually the notes we take are what we end up studying, and nothing is more depressing than realizing that you studied the wrong information. So it's good to take notes after you read, not during. Also, utilize highlighting. Making notes in different colors tends to make it stand out more in your memory and you retain the information better. Also, make flashcards. It makes studying easier. And make sure you use one topic per card and shuffle them while you're studying. Okay, now that you have some useful tips to improve your study habits, let's talk about what you can do to help prepare yourself for the test. So being prepared is very important. Ways you can be prepared is by knowing your test environment. Ask yourself, where are you taking the test? Do you know how to get there? And do you know what time you have to be there? You don't want to be late. Also, will you be comfortable? Is it going to be hot or cold? Should you bring a jacket? That's important to know. Also, make sure you eat before and you're well hydrated, or if possible, bring snacks and water with you. A little tidbit, peppermint helps improve your memory. Also, make sure you have all the materials you need, if it's extra pencils, pens, erasers, paper, or a calculator if there's a math component. And bring a watch just in case there isn't a clock so you can pace yourself. During the test, just be positive. It doesn't help you at all to be stressed or feel overwhelmed. So just relax. Take a deep breath and get her done. Skim the test first. This will help you better allocate your time. And answer the questions you know first. Don't waste too much time on questions that you aren't too sure about. If it takes you longer than a minute, move on, come back to it. Also, ask your instructor for help on questions you don't understand. They're there to help you. They want you to succeed, so utilize them. And avoid looking at your neighbor's test and don't talk to a neighbor. You don't want to be accused of cheating. Make sure your writing is legible. You don't want to lose points for a question just because your teacher couldn't tell whether you circled A or B. And last but not least, make sure you put your name on your test. You want credit for your work, especially if you passed. All right, in conclusion, in this video, I discussed tips for how you can become a better test taker. I offered you tips for how to improve your study skills, how to prepare for the test, and what to do during the test. Last but not least, taking a test can be stressful, but using these tips will help you be prepared and have more confidence in your test taking abilities. Thanks for watching this video.